Hello, and welcome to the Chance Cube. Today we'll be discussing the gameplay of Star Wars Destiny. This tutorial video will be based on the rules sheet that should be found within the starter sets for Star Wars Destiny. Actions. In Star Wars Destiny, you and your opponent alternate taking turns. The player who controls the battlefield takes the first turn. During your turn, you may take one action. Almost everything you do in the game is an action, from playing cards to rolling dice. The different actions are: play a card from your hand, activate a character or support, resolve your dice, discard a card to re-roll your dice, use a card action, or claim the battlefield. If you do not want to take an action, you may pass. When both players pass consecutively, there is an upkeep phase to prepare for the next round. Now this is the core of the gameplay. Most of the excitement will happen here in the actions part. As the rules state, you can only do one action at a time, after which your opponent gets a chance to respond with an action of their own. We do know that there will be cards that will allow you to take two actions in a row. For example, Rey, card number 38, allows you to take an additional action after you use an action to play an upgrade on her. Timing is everything in this game. As you get familiar with the gameplay and your deck, you will realize that the order in which you activate characters, resolve dice, and play cards from your hand is the biggest point to the overall strategy of gameplay. Each of these actions is very specific and carries with them their own set of explanations and rules, which will be tackled in a separate tutorial video. Once you and your opponent have both passed, then the game moves into the upkeep phase. During the upkeep phase, you and your opponent do the following. Ready your exhausted cards, return all dice in your dice pool to their matching cards. Gain 2 resources. Discard any number of cards from your hand, then redraw until you have 5 cards in hand. Now, these are the 3 steps that allow you to prepare for the next actions phase. First of all, ready all your exhausted cards. This means turn all your cards upright and move their dice from the dice pool to the corresponding cards. Even if a die was not spent during the previous phase, it is no longer useful and must be reset during the upkeep phase. As we said before, timing is everything. Just as in the setup phase, during this upkeep phase you gain 2 resources, which will allow you to continue to gain resources from more expensive cards, such as the Millennium Falcon, a support card with a resource cost of 5. You also get a chance to refresh your hand, getting rid of cards that are not useful in the chance that you may draw something more useful. You have to be careful though, because you do not want to burn through your deck too fast. Winning the game. There are 2 ways to win the game. Defeat all your opponent's characters, or, if your opponent has no cards in their hand and deck at the end of a round, after the upkeep phase, they lose and you win. If both players would win this way, the player who controls the battlefield wins. That second method of winning and losing is the one that will probably be most dangerous to many of us early on. We love the idea of being able to refresh one's hand during the upkeep phase, but if we discard too many cards during that phase repeatedly looking for that one key card we feel we need to win, then we can run into a situation where we have no more cards and lose the game. That completes this look at the gameplay phase of Star Wars Destiny. Please subscribe to keep up with the latest tutorials, tips, and Star Wars Destiny news. Feel free to comment below, reach out to me on Twitter at TheChanceCube, and check out our website, www.thechancecube.com, and listen to our podcast there, or your favorite podcasting app.